Earl and I met in high school, and of course we played for the OSCVI teams.
When I came out of high school, I wanted to continue playing basketball. There was a city league at that time, and it was rather a weak one, and a few teams in the league. I decided to have my own team, and so we had a team called the Bond Purple Raiders.
Well, I thought that was wonderful. We had the nucleus. There were 7 or 8 guys that had played with us off and on in high school and in the city league, and we started out sort of easy, but as we became better known, we got these players from out of town to augment the lineup, and we made quite a name for ourselves, and culminating when Big Harvey came from Kentucky and taught at OSCVI as the phys ed teacher.
My first contact with basketball in Owen Sound was as a spectator watching the Bond Purple Raiders play, but also as a high school basketball player. Our coach for a couple of years was a fellow by the name of Harvey Singleton, who was a player on the Bond Purple Raiders. So we used to have a practice on Wednesday afternoons right after school, and Harvey would put us through our paces until about 6 o'clock, and then the Bond Purple Raiders would show up to the Old North gym to have their practice. So the high school team would scrimmage against the fellows for about 30 minutes each Wednesday night. As a result of that, a couple of us, when they were short players during the week traveling around this part of the province, would go with them and sit on the bench and the odd time even get into the game for a couple of minutes.
Jack, we met him at OSCVI, and that team that Harvey Singleton was coaching, and I would say almost all those players, because Harvey taught them well in basketball, and they came, and the Gollert boys, like Jimmy Nickel, all these guys graduated and then came to us after they'd finished their schooling at university, and it was well known that Earl's team was the place to play up here in this part of Ontario.
It was great to have a chance to play with the fellows. And then when I came back to Owen Sound after finishing my college education, I started playing with a team then called the Tip Tops, still sponsored by Earl Georgas, and still including some of the fellows who had played for the Bond Purple Raiders, like John Matheson, Cy Lemon, and John Olmsted.
I played basketball at the OSCVI. And after high school, I went with I believe it was the Bond Purple Raiders at that time. A lot of the ex-OSCVIers were on the team. Before I played for them, I played against them a couple of times. And you knew everybody pretty well. And you developed a great friendship with playing on this team. And you had to know how to play euchre. It was almost became more important than basketball, but we had a lot of laughs, and I said there was good times with the team.
One of the things I remember about early days with the Bond Purple Raiders was that they took part in the first televised basketball game to be held in Ontario.
Television was just coming in then. We became the first team on television live at Wingham High School. The station, Wingham TV station, was right behind it. They ran the cables from the station and put it on the air, and that was one of our big events back then.
We played the Toronto Yamada. We lost, but they packed their team because they were going to be on television. We had a pretty well our nucleus of our team.
And as far as I know, that was the first televised basketball game on Canadian television. Certainly the first televised basketball game that I watched. It was quite an exciting time.
We brought the Harlem Satellites to Owen Sound, and we had them in the Owen Sound Arena, and we had a really great big crowd for that. And I think that's about the largest crowd we've ever had in Owen Sound for a basketball game.
Actually, we played well against them. I kind of think the time we played on till they got ahead, and then suddenly it was over, but it was no big deal anyway.
We weren't thinking or dreaming of winning because, of course, they clowned around and they played was to let us score a few points and kept it close. But we did entertain the audience.
Most of the players, most of those 20 years were very dedicated and loyal to Earl and the various teams as they were named.
On the team we had at least 93 players, and the nucleus of the team, there were about 7 or 8 or 9 of us that stayed in Owen Sound and finished off their career in Owen Sound. We had many players from out of town who went to university and came to Owen Sound, and we always had a pretty good basketball team. So Ovid was one of them. He's one of the players, and he came after Harvey.
I must confess I wasn't as good as I used to be. I was a national player for Guyana. I played in the late 60s as a national player for Guyana. Earl actually approached me in 1968 when I came to teach high school. And Earl Georgas suddenly is a very great individual. He made sure that he got a disparate group of us that had some talents in basketball, and we got together and we played some pickup ball. We understood what had to be done because each one of us had some kind of schooling and had some kind of talent when we played. And when you played with Pam Anderson as a jump shooter, or Jim Griffin as a pivot, and he had quite a hook shot, you know, we just sort of got together and we had a lot of fun, as I've said. At those times, I was a new immigrant to Canada, and I was a Montreal Canadian fan, so we'd be having the beer and betting on who's going to score the next goal in the hotel rooms or at Earl's home or wherever we gathered. So it was fun, a fun time.
We had a few brown pops after the game sometimes, but nobody got tight or out of their mind. I can't ever remember any of our players being involved in drugs, abuse of alcohol, and they did not cheat on their wife. Those were 3 things that I was so proud of the 20 years of basketball, that we were pretty true blue and straight shooters. One of the things our team always did was when anyone got married, and there were lots of marriages in those days, we were all young guys, we would all attend. We'd have a party to give a gift to the bride and groom. And then the children started coming. We would always have a party, and the guy would pass out the cigars, and none of us really smoked. I don't remember a smoker on the team, but that one evening we would have a cigar to celebrate the birth, and that happened many, many nights. And they always got a small gift from Earl and the guys on the team. That was the social highlight.
Certainly the exposure in the community in the 50s and 60s was a lot greater than it has been for basketball recently. Earl worked hard at making sure everything was publicized, and the tournaments he ran, the competitions that they were involved in, always got a good press. A lot of it thanks to Ted Briggs, who became sports editor and made sure that the activities were made public for people.
For Earl, basketball was the game, and he made sure that he assembled the best people he can to represent Owen Sound and area against the rest of the world, more or less.
When you look back on those years, what's your feeling? Is it time well spent?
Absolutely. I wouldn't go back on anything. We had good times and bad times. We had snowstorms, and maybe when you get talking to Si, he'll tell you about when we came home from the basketball game. We won the Ontario Championship. It snowed so hard we had to push my great big old Oldsmobile up the hill of Durham, Ontario, to get over the hill.
I've been involved in several sports. Owen Sound has been good to me. They've honored me in different sports, besides basketball, lacrosse, and different things. But yes, I've got good memories of Owen Sound.